Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm so talkative about this stuff. I mean, I do want to give you guys information about the game because while I'm pretty sure I did some information of the other paths in the playthrough of the original version. Here, I just have it fresh in my mind and I can actually say, hey, this is different from the original, this is the same, this is a changed thing that... Oops, wrong one. Maybe I can just easily point out more things. And something honestly, before I knew, like, I played the original as a playthrough on my channel in 2013? Maybe 14? It wasn't that long into when I started this whole thing to help with my speech, because I really enjoyed the game and I wanted to play through it on my channel. For years after, I actually wanted to do things with the other paths of the game. My playthrough was of the Charlotte Kevin area, and I was thinking, you know, I was gonna do bonus videos. I'm pretty sure I even mentioned that in the final video of that one. And those were gonna be videos explaining the various classes, even the ones that I hadn't... Even the ones that I hadn't chosen myself, including on the characters that I haven't played myself in that playthrough. So I was gonna give you information about Duran, about Reese, and about Hawkeye. So I was gonna explain Angela going down the sorcerer's path, what classes she can change into there, and how they differed in terms of parameters and stuff like that. Sort of like a longer version of the talking that I did during the class change options here. I was also going to make a video talking about the various party setups you could have, like the one that I have here, the all-girls party, the all-boys party, the so-called suicide parties. I just never got around to it. And at one point I was even thinking, oh, you know, I could also do like abbreviated versions of the other paths of the game. So I was going to do an abbreviated version of this path by basically showing you the Crystal Desert, the Dragon's Maw, the fight with the Dark Shine Knight, Kaiser Mimic. Do you give better experience, or are you still mostly an item drop thing? And I was going to show you the fight with the Crimson Wizard as well as the Dragon Emperor. Same with Reese and Hawkeye. I was going to show you the Dark Cave, the Dark Castle. Oh, you didn't kill yourself? Okay. I was going to show you the fight with Rainbow Item Seed. I heard about these online. Rainbow Item Seed. Plant in the magic pot to grow an item. Chance of good equipment yields. Ah, so it's not armor/weapon seeds, it's rainbow item seeds. And I was going to show you the fight with Maluccio, with Belladonna, and the Dark Majesty, stuff like that. You know, just stuff like that. I was going to show you abbreviated versions of everything, and it was going to be awesome. Never got around to it, and then I heard the remake is coming out, and I was like, oh my god, that is awesome! The official English translation for this game and the original coming out 25 years after it was, like, originally released. And then I heard of the remake and I was like, oh my god. That is awesome. And it was even specifically mentioned this was not going to be like a shot-by-shot remake like Secret of Mana's remake had been, which I have to say about that game, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, I don't mind the remake. If you never played the original, it's very good. I personally had a little problem that as I kept playing, it happened more and more that after a screen change, the game crashed. But since the game auto-saves during every screen transition, I didn't actually lose progress. I just had the annoyance of having to restart the game and load up again. And you know, voice acting was good. Found the in-dialogues were not that interesting. They were either too long, they were not very fun, and I felt like they were horribly outdated very fast, because in that game, once you had magic, you basically stopped using ins. And you found other ways to heal your MP. So I was there near the end of the game and they were still talking about things taking place like during the first third of the game. But it was good. Didn't change things, but it was a good way to experience the game if you hadn't before. Is this the Harpy? Nope, it's the Full Metal Hugger. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I went in not expecting anything or not minding if I was gonna get a shot-by-shot remake. I enjoyed the game. I got platinum for it on my PSN account, which included taking like 7.5 hours in one sitting to fight the werewolves in the Mana Fortress often enough so that I would get those last weapon orb drops that I needed for that one achievement. And then I got them and I got platinum on the game and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. I don't think I'm gonna play the game again. Even now, in my collection of mana, when I got the collection of mana because, you know, it came out with Final Fantasy Adventure Secret of Mana and this game's original version with official English translation. I got it. I only played Seiken Densetsu Trials of Mana 3. No, Trials of Mana. I still want to say Seiken Densetsu 3. And I didn't touch the Secret of Mana part of the game there. I'm sure I think it even specifically mentioned it got a proper translation this time around, because in the original Ted Woolsey, I believe he was the one that did the Secret of Mana translation originally. He had very little time to put, very little time to translate the game, and then he was told that he had to cut down the script by a good half because couldn't put that much on the game back then. So it was missing a lot. So the translation this time around of the original version is probably a lot more accurate. But I just don't feel up to playing Secret of Mana itself yet. It's been a few years since I played the Secret of Mana release, remake release. I had actually pre-ordered it and I got it. Basically played the hell out of it until I got it platinumed. I enjoyed it, it's just that I had such an overload of it, I still needed a break, and it's still an ongoing break. Also, I like that I'm just talking about the sequel to this game, so to speak, while playing this. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing, I'm just clicking stuff because I'm not over-leveled, I know that. I'm pretty much on par with what I should be at. It's just that these rehashes of the first 3 bosses are not that interesting. I'm not even sure why they added them, even in the original. It feels like unnecessary padding. Like, why are we fighting them again? Oh, well, they protect the land and you can't go on until you defeated all of them to the main boss. Why? Why can't I just ignore them? P3 plus 3. Yeah, let's put points into your spirit. Let's put points there. There I go. Oops. I mean, even in the other paths, you still have to fight the first 3 bosses again. I just don't think there's a decent enough justification for it. It's padding, in my opinion. Not sure why. I mean, you had a pretty good, you know, thing going on here. You fought here. You fought the Darkshine Knight, and you know you have that emotional scene with Loki and Duran. The upcoming battle with the Crimson Wizard is pretty good too. You still fight these 3 guys in, let's see, in Reese and Hawkeye's route. You fought Malocchio, which, no real reason to do so. There's not much of an emotional connection going on because there we go. Because Malocchio, there's not much emotional connection there. Hawkeye only saw him and knew that Isabella was working for someone else apparently, so there was a bigger thing going on behind her reason for invading the Duval Thieves. And Reese only heard that Elliot was bought from a guy with red eyes at the Bazaar slave market. So, not much connection there. You just kill him. No big deal, you do. Done. Then you have to go through the first part of the Dark Palace. The Dark Palace looks so cool in the original. I don't know what it looks like in the remake here, of course, because this is my first playthrough. And I'm keeping myself from doing a second playthrough because I don't really want to worry about accidentally doing a trophy that I haven't gotten here yet. And then you end up fighting Belladonna, which is just cool. There's so much emotional stuff going on there. So much connection that it's just cool. But you still have to fight the 3 bosses again before reaching her. For the Mirage Palace, you fought Gourmand before getting there, which was neat. He was the one that kidnapped Heath. He was the one that caused Carl to attack Kevin and getting him killed. The dog, Carl, that is. Then you go through the rest of the Jungle of the Illusions and you get into the Mirage Palace and you have to walk around. You actually go into Astoria even at that point, which has become like a ghost town with like, you know, ghosts and spirits of the deceased around, which are actually just demons, but you know, it's really interesting because Astoria is just this place that you went to and then it got destroyed and then people basically forgot about it. That's like the one path where you get something still with Astoria. Then you get into the Mirage Palace, go through those parts with Astoria, you fight the 3 first bosses again, and then you fight the Tainted Soul boss before approaching the Masked Man, and you know, the Tainted Soul boss battle is just big, it can be difficult, it's just amazing. It's so fun to do. I know, we already fought him, I already killed him. Her, doesn't matter. So you can at least say that all of them had you know, similar setups. You had the emotional battle first. Water magic damage, yeah, that doesn't help me much. Then you have this padding of fighting these 3 guys. And then you get to, you know, the really good part again with the other commander on the evil side, if you want to use that word, that also has emotional connections going on. And then you get to the final boss. So still the same setup, but it just feels like a bad... It's padding! It's really not needed. I'm not sure why they did this. Why are you using diamond shards when you have earthquake? That's better. Done. Well, that was fun. Back we go. Still no little cactus here. Also, fun fact. Since even in the original version, I didn't play Angela's and Duran's Path that often, because as I said, it feels like Reese and Hawkeye's is just better in terms of being a plot that pulls through the entire thread of the story and the game. I didn't go through Dragon's Ball this often. I mostly went through the Dark Cave and the Dark Castle. I recall, I think even in... I think this path was the path I picked on the very, very, very first time I played this game. Specifically, its fan translation. Thank you, older brother. I think I actually got lost here. I'm pretty sure I was under-leveled, but I know I got lost. Because all of it looked the same, and... it was difficult to tell one place from the other. Also, it's 1 AM? Oh, okay. Also, no little cactus here. was gonna ask, why are they giving you an MP and a health pod here since there's a mana statue right behind you, but that's a silver one, not a gold one. So it makes sense for them to be there. Goddess scales. Wait. Class item goddess scales. Item used to reset back to class 1. Cannot be set to the ring menu. Ah, so if I were planning on putting Kevin onto the light path, I could do that now if I wanted to. But I don't really want to. I was contemplating it for a while, but eh. Maybe they padded it with the 3 first bosses to fight again because they felt like without that, the final dungeons would be too short. To which I have to say, I don't really mind if the final dungeon is short, as long as it's like good storytelling and to begin with, so... Sorry, I had to render in the details of my awesome cape. He has transformed into his final form. That shouldn't have been translated as "you wouldn't." That should have been "I won't let you," or "like I'd let you." No, you don't get to fight Goron yet. The Crimson Withered. Withered. I can't even speak anymore. This looks like a tiny area. And I don't recall us fighting him there. That looks more like it. Last treasure chest, 3 honey elixirs. Don't tell them I sneaked by. I don't think I could go on there because I saw a gate. Okay, a quick one to look something up in my magic items. Matungo oil reflects magic damage away from ally once, so that basically is like the wall spell. Helps increase allies obtain CS, that's not what I want. Boost chance, heals all ally status effect. Okay. And I have training points to give away. I completely forgot about that. Having you fight enemies so that you waste, well, hopefully waste some of your MP, and you can get your HP lowered by damage. Somehow that just makes me think of what Dumbledore says in The Half-Blood Prince. How crude it is that Voldemort would want anyone who found the cave by the sea to have to injure themselves before getting further in where the Horcrux is. We're dead? We're done? Okay. Oh no, we're not done. How could I be so stupid? Of course we're not done. I forget. Did he do this in the original version too? I mean, I'm assuming he did, because there's no real reason to have this be one of the things that is being changed. Oh, come on, that barely grazed her. I was gonna say, you doing okay there, Duan? That was a delayed reaction to the Patriarch Punch. If Corin wanted me to make me tired of fighting, he succeeded, but also thanks for the extra training points.